SBC Media.
Welcome to the iGaming Daily Podcast, analysing the news from the betting and gaming industry all over the globe, supported by Optimove, the #1 CRM marketing solution for the iGaming market.
Hello everyone, hope you're all having a great time today. And on today's podcast, we will talk about the journey to navigate new markets, especially the ones in Latin America. I'm joined by Greentube specialist Michael Bauer, CFO and CGO, and Julia Schagerl, Regional Manager of Germany, Latin America, and Scandinavia. How are you today, guys? Thank you so much for being here.
I'm very good. Thanks for the invitation. I'm happy to join the podcast today.
I'm good too. Thank you. I'm also very excited to be on this podcast. And yeah, let's get it started.
Well, we're really happy to have you here. But we can't start this insightful episode without mentioning our sponsor, Optimove, the #1 CRM marketing solution for the iGaming market. 56% of the EGR power 50 personalized player experiences with Optimove. And as a special offer for iGaming Daily listeners, Optimove is offering new clients a free first month when they buy Optimove. For more information and to claim the free month, go to optimove.com/SBC. Links will also be left in the podcast episode description. Well, let's get started. In an almost regulated Brazilian sports betting and online games market, what are Greentube's plans for the country in 2024?
We welcome the regulation in this big new market a lot. We think that it gives all market participants, operators and suppliers alike a really solid basis for their future business. Our goal for 2024 is really quite simple. We want to expand our footprint in the market as a supplier, of course, and sign many new deals with operators in Brazil. That's the goal for Brazil for us.
Well, you are entering different markets, closing deals with operators and launching games. Recently, you extended a partnership with Superbet, which is sponsoring the football clubs São Paulo and Fluminense in Brazil. Could you give us more details about this extension and what the future holds for Greentube in the country?
Yes. So with regards to Superbet, we have a very long-standing relationship already. We supply them with our games in Romania, the Balkans, in Belgium. And now we are really happy that they also decided to expand into Brazil and that we can expand our partnership into Brazil. I know that they will do really well because I know how professionally they normally enter into new markets. This also shows their commitment already with the sponsoring of the football clubs. And I'm certain that they will play really a substantial role in the long run here in Brazil as well. From a Greentube perspective, I think we are sure that we can also play an important role in the market. We have already a really big portfolio of slot games. We have video bingo games, and we are working on various different new kind of games, fast games, also crash games. And I think we will have a very good mix, a very good game mix for the market. So yeah, we look very much forward to it, and we are really excited about it.
Oh, that's amazing. But as you mentioned, let's dig a bit more into this. As you mentioned, Greentube is focusing on new markets, such as Brazil and Peru, for instance. Why do you think it's important for the company to be present in those markets? And what are your strategy plans to grow in those regions?
We already have experienced how big these markets can be. I mean, Peru, we've been there for some time already. We have strong and established relationships with most of the biggest operators there. And of course, the plan for now is definitely to be within the first ones to be licensed and get games certified and be present there from day one when regulation kicks in. For newer markets like Brazil, I mean, obviously, and that's already been mentioned, there is big growth potential. There's a huge player base. And like we've heard before with signing partnerships with existing partners in other markets like Superbet, we took first steps and it's important for us, obviously, to establish a footprint also there already before the regulation kicks in. So similar to most other markets, trying to also focus a bit on localization and customization. And we're also going to follow that approach in those markets, especially also Brazil.
Well, let's split your answer into two here then. Let's talk about regulation and localization. How do you find the license process in Latin America? We know legislation is the key to this, but how different it is from Europe, and what complications do you face while trying to obtain a license here?
In general, we can say that every regulator is unique in what they request, obviously. So that's not only in Latin America, the same in Europe. And our compliance and certification is definitely very flexible and already used to adjusting as quickly as we can to what is needed in the market. Of course, when it comes to Latin America, especially also, once again, Brazil, the language is definitely a plus. So we try to have specialists within those teams that are able to communicate with the regulatory bodies in the local languages. That definitely makes the process easier. And with our experience that we already have with licensing in also other markets, it's definitely one thing that Greentube is very good in, is adjusting to the market needs. So what we are also trying to focus on here, same as with customers, is also to establish a good and long-lasting relationship with everyone who is involved in the process. So I would say there is not many big differences in the whole licensing process to other markets or to European region.
Perfect. Localization now. I would say localization is one of the most important and exciting things for online game companies when entering a new market. It's not only for operators. How does Greentube work on language preparation? Do you rely on native speaking collaborators to achieve what you expect in a new market in terms of the language used in the games, if you do localize the language, and if you localize the game themes to the target audience?
So in general, definitely yes. Regarding the language, we try to work as much as possible with, of course, the local language. We try to work together with native speakers that are present in the industry and bring some experience already with them. But here again, that applies globally. So we have a good experience with following that approach throughout all regions, and we will definitely do the same for Latin America. Regarding game themes, as mentioned, luckily we have some experience already in the region, so we know a bit what's working. We also have the land-based connection there, so we can definitely see that land-based well-known games are working. And as mentioned before, there is also a number of bingo games that we have within the portfolio, and newer games like Crash games that we are also expecting to work really well.
Well, you have a variety of game times, but you also have the product Greentube Plurius, a server-based gaming solution for casino and VLT markets. Could you explain to our listeners what is this product and why it differentiates Greentube from other suppliers?
Yes. So Greentube Plurius is quite unique in its way. Essentially, what it is that you can, or it's an online platform that is being played on land-based machines. So this is essentially what it is. And this has, of course, several advantages from our perspective. First of all, we can deliver games to these machines via the internet that we also have online. So the player can get the same experience online or land-based. That is one thing. Additionally, not only the games come from the same source, which is on the online game server, also the wallet is an online wallet. So that means whatever the player can put into the machine, cash into the machine, he can upload it into his online wallet and then continue playing also on his online wallet. So let's assume there is an operator that has both websites, an online casino, and land-based machines. What they can do with this product is combine those two worlds. So for us, this is a full 360 degree approach. And we can make sure that with this, we make sure that we bridge the gap between online and land-based. As you might know, our heritage as part of Novomatic Group is land-based. So we have always also tried to find ways, first of all, to bring games from land-based to online. But now more and more, with our success that we have online, we need to bring games back to land-based. And Plurius is just the perfect way to do this. And then on top of this, we have additional very, very nice features on Plurius, where you can, for example, when you are at the machine in a game session, and you want to go, for example, outside on a terrace to have a smoke, you can take the session that you're currently playing in onto your mobile phone and continue playing outside. Or when you want to continue playing because you have a lucky streak, but you can't stay in the venue anymore because you don't have time, you can take the session with you on your mobile phone and continue playing. So yeah, I think this is quite unique in the whole industry. I don't know any other company that has that on offer. We are live with it now with the lottery in Luxembourg on a few hundred machines. Soon also the online brand will go live. So yeah, very, very excited about this product. So far, it was not always possible due to regulation to put it into the markets, but the more online regulation there is in the markets, the more opportunities we will have to put it into the markets.
Oh, that's great. I hope you present this Plurius product in some SBC Summit Rio next week. So what are your expectations towards the event, you both, and what attendees can expect from Greentube there? Brazil, a global economic powerhouse, deeply passionate about sports, and now home to one of the hottest markets in gaming. And we're giving it the full SBC treatment. Join industry leaders, market experts, and all the major players in the country for 3 days of content, exhibition, and epic networking at the first ever SBC Summit Rio.
So for me, actually, this is the first time that I'm in Brazil. And I'm very much looking forward to it. I think SBC is just the perfect way to get into this new market, because I know them from the past. They are really well organized events. It's really flawless. So I think this will be the perfect opportunity, let's say, to get a step into the market. Our goal is obviously to do networking there, to meet potential customers, to also meet existing customers that we already have from global customers like Superbet, who will also be there. So we'll meet them as well. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. Let's see what Rio has on offer.
Yeah, same as for Michael. It's also the first time for me in Brazil. So never been to Rio before, obviously. And I can only add to what has been said already. I know that from past events that SBC is very well organized, so it's easy to meet up with existing customers as well as to meet new potential partners. And I'm especially also looking forward to seeing one or the other panel speakers and getting even more insights into the market and what players' preferences are, and bringing that back to the headquarters in Austria and working on that. So yeah, definitely very excited to being part of that.
Well, we'll have plenty of time to do networking in our evening events and, of course, during the SBC Summit Rio conference. Thank you, Micharl and Julia, for being on the iGaming Daily podcast with us today. And thank you for listening to this episode. SBC Summit Rio starts next week on the 5th of March at Windsor Convention and Expo Center in the outstanding Barra da Tijuca, Rio de Janeiro. Also, make sure to subscribe to the newsletter of SBC Notícias Brasil and SBC Notícias to stay tuned on all things Brazil and Latin America. See you next time.
Thank you for listening to today's iGaming Daily podcast, supported by Optimove, the #1 CRM marketing solution for the iGaming market. If you want to find out more about some of the subjects raised today, feel free to explore any of the sites in the SBC News Network or check out the latest edition of the SBC Leaders magazine. Happy reading.